Welcome back. Please listen to the end today. Cleopatra, Queen of the Nile. Chapter 1: The Land of the Pharaohs. In a time when history was etched in the sands, and monuments of a glorious past there existed a realm that shone like a beacon of civilization in the heart of the desert. This was Egypt, a land cradled by the mighty Nile River, where the ancient pharaohs reigned as gods on earth. In this extraordinary kingdom, where the pyramids reached for the heavens, and colossal temples stood as tributes to the gods, Cleopatra's story unfolds. Egypt was not just a land of grandeur. It was a civilization of enduring mysteries and deep spiritual beliefs. The Nile River, which flowed through its heart, was not just water, it was the very lifeblood of the kingdom. It brought not only fertility to the land, but also a sense of purpose to its people. The story of Cleopatra begins in this land of wonders. She was born in 69 BC into the line of Ptolemies, a dynasty of Greek origin that had ruled Egypt since the time of Alexander the Great. Cleopatra would become the last and perhaps the most famous of these pharaohs, known not only for her beauty, but for her intellect and the dramatic events that would define her reign. Chapter 2: The Young Queen. Cleopatra's journey to the throne was one marked by intrigue and uncertainty. At the tender age of 18, she ascended to the throne of Egypt alongside her younger brother, Ptolemy. Egypt, at this time, was a land rife with internal strife and external threats. Her early years on the throne were tumultuous. Cleopatra's brother, under the influence of his advisors, sought to undermine her authority. Her own sister, Arsinoe, plotted against her. Yet, Cleopatra was not one to be underestimated. She was a woman of great intellect, fluent in multiple languages, including Egyptian and Greek, which endeared her to her subjects. Her wisdom and charm were as formidable as any pharaoh's army. She understood the importance of connecting with her people, often conversing with farmers, scholars, and diplomats from distant lands. Chapter 3: A Woman of Wisdom. Cleopatra's wisdom extended beyond the palace walls. She knew that her rule was not solely dependent on her intelligence, but also on her ability to navigate the complex web of politics. Her leadership was marked by a keen sense of diplomacy and an understanding of realpolitik, making her a force to be reckoned with. She was a woman who understood the value of knowledge. In a time when many women were denied education, Cleopatra was fluent in multiple languages and well-versed in the sciences, literature, and philosophy. She was not just a beautiful queen, she was a queen with a formidable mind. Chapter 4: The Arrival of Julius Caesar. The turning point in Cleopatra's life came with the arrival of Julius Caesar, the most powerful man in Rome. Egypt, at this time, was in turmoil, with Cleopatra and her brother, Ptolemy, locked in a bitter struggle for the throne. It was against this backdrop that Caesar arrived in Alexandria in pursuit of his rival, Pompey. Cleopatra saw an opportunity to secure her throne and protect Egypt's interests. In an audacious move that would be remembered for centuries, she had herself smuggled into Caesar's palace wrapped in a rug. This bold act captured Caesar's attention and marked the beginning of a love affair that would change the course of history. Chapter 5: The Love Affair. Julius Caesar was captivated by Cleopatra's enchanting beauty and intellect. Their love affair became the stuff of legends, a tale of passion and intrigue that would be whispered about for centuries. Egypt's queen and Rome's most powerful general were drawn to each other with an irresistible force. Together, Cleopatra and Caesar had a child, a son named Ptolemy Caesar, but history would remember him as Caesarion, the Little Caesar. He was the embodiment of their love, a symbol of their hope for a future that bridged the worlds of Egypt and Rome. Their love, however, was not without its challenges. Egypt was a land steeped in tradition, and Cleopatra's relationship with a Roman raised eyebrows and stirred political unrest. The Roman Senate, always watchful of Caesar's actions, was suspicious of Cleopatra's influence over him. Chapter 6: Tragedy and Triumph. As the world watched the unfolding drama between Cleopatra and Caesar, the tides of power began to shift. In Rome, Caesar faced a tragic end. Assassinated by those who feared his growing influence, this devastating event sent shockwaves through the Roman Republic and left Cleopatra in a precarious position. Faced with the uncertain future of her kingdom, Cleopatra set her sights on another Roman, Mark Antony. He had been a close ally of Caesar and shared a deep connection with Egypt. Together, they aimed to protect Egypt's sovereignty and the future of their children. Their union, both political and romantic, marked a turning point in the history of Egypt and Rome. Cleopatra and Mark Antony's love story would become one of the most enduring tales of love, power, and tragedy in the annals of history. Chapter 7: The Battle of Actium. The stage was set for a confrontation that would decide the fate of empires. The Battle of Actium. Cleopatra and Mark Antony faced off against Octavian, Caesar's adopted heir and a formidable adversary. The battle took place on the waters of the Ionian Sea, and its outcome would reverberate throughout history. Imagine the grandeur of the scene, as fleets of mighty ships clashed in a fierce struggle for supremacy. The world watched in awe as the destiny of Egypt, Rome, and Cleopatra herself hung in the balance. The stakes were impossibly high, and the outcome would be felt for generations to come. Chapter 8: The Final Act. The Battle of Actium ended in disaster for Cleopatra and Mark Antony. Octavian's forces proved overwhelming, and their dreams of a shared empire were shattered. In the wake of their defeat, they faced the grim prospect of capture by Octavian's forces. It was at this moment that Cleopatra and Mark Antony made a fateful decision, a decision that would seal their places in history. In an act of defiant love and pride, they chose to end their lives rather than face the humiliation of being paraded through the streets of Rome as captives. Picture the scene as Cleopatra, the queen of the Nile, allowed an aspa venomous snake to bite her, ending her life. Beside her, Mark Antony, the Roman general, took his own life with a sword. Their deaths marked the tragic conclusion of a love story that had captivated the world. Chapter 9: Legacy of a Queen. Cleopatra's story did not end with her death. Her legacy lived on in the hearts and minds of those who admired her. Egypt, once a sovereign kingdom, became a province of the Roman Empire. Yet, the memory of Cleopatra, the last of the pharaohs, endured. Cleopatra's intelligence, beauty, and determination left an indelible mark on history. She was a woman who defied tradition, who navigated treacherous political waters, and who loved with an intensity that inspired poets and artists for centuries. Her story became a symbol of the enduring allure of Egypt, a land of grandeur and mystery. In the annals of history, Cleopatra remains an iconic queen who ruled with both her heart and her mind. Her life was a tapestry of love, power, and the eternal allure of Egypt. Her story continues to fascinate and inspire us to this very day, a testament to the enduring power of one woman's legacy. The end. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy the next piece. Thank you for your support. Please give us a high rating and subscribe to our channel.